Today we're talking Englewood, Colorado, and that is going to be our featured city of the day, where we're going to go over all things Englewood, its lifestyle, what it's like to actually live here, its history, affordability, and of course, its real estate. And in this video, we're going to compare Englewood and how it stacks up to the other cities around the Denver metro area. So if you've been thinking about moving to Englewood or just want to know more about it, this video is for you. When thinking about the city of Englewood, I would honestly say it's really just kind of an extension of Denver. I have a lot of friends who live in Englewood. I go through Englewood almost every day, but it is a small footprint, and because of where it's located, it's kind of located in between both sides of Denver, and as you go south down from Broadway, you're just in Englewood. You wouldn't never know it. There's no distinct boundaries or lines for the city of Englewood. So it really just kind of feels like a more inexpensive Denver, I would say, overall. You know, something else that I kind of hear thrown around a lot is that there's less regulations on things in Englewood, but that's kind of what I hear from my friends, is that Englewood doesn't care as much as Denver or maybe other surrounding suburbs. I'm Alex Saldana. I'm a Denver local real estate agent, and I've been helping home buyers and owners relocate to and move all around the Denver metro area since 2010. And if you're new here and you want the best information about the Denver market, make sure to hit that like and subscribe, or feel free, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, nights, days, weekends. I've got you covered. Now, back to Englewood. Englewood's located on the southern part of the Denver metro area, butts up right against Denver, in between Cherry Hills Village and this little town of Sheridan that no one actually knows exists. But what's nice about it is, access-wise, it's not that far off from the foothills, so within a 10 to 15 minute drive to the west, you can have all the hiking and biking trails galore that you could ever want. Now, getting to and from Englewood, of course, is going to depend on where you're coming from, but let's say if you wanted to go downtown, you really have to take 85 north to connect with I-25. There are no major highways that connect directly to Englewood. You're quite a bit north of the 470 loop, and you're about a 10-minute drive to the east to get to I-25. Now, if you're looking to head to the high country to go skiing, to either Breckenridge or Keystone, most of the time that drive is going to take anywhere from an hour and 45 minutes without a ton of traffic, all the way up to about 2.5 hours if you're going on Saturday or Sunday morning. Or you can make the drive a bit less and head over to Loveland, which is going to make your drive about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes on average without a ton of traffic. And if you live in Englewood and you're looking to go for a nice hike, you can go to the southwest here to the South Valley Park Trailhead, which even during the busiest of times is about a 25-minute drive without traffic, 10 to 15 minutes. And if you're needing to head to the airport over at DIA, to get there during most times, it's going to take you about 45 minutes to get to the airport. Now, I always bring up these highly trafficked routes because if you are going to move to Englewood and you do want that Colorado lifestyle, there's a very good chance you're going to be going hiking, skiing, or have to fly out of DIA. And if you're wondering what the average commute time is for Englewood residents, it falls at 25 minutes. The recorded history in Englewood began in 1858 for the very reason that all these towns in Colorado seem to pop up: gold. But the biggest period of change happened in about 1948 when the city decided to purchase about 2,500 acres to create McClellan Reservoir, which then was able to ensure that the city of Englewood had independence from the powerful Denver water at the time. And now Englewood actually supplies a lot of water due to those early water rights to a lot of the South Metro area. Now, a big draw to the city of Englewood is going to be its location, which it's kind of nestled in between Denver, except you can get more house for your buck. Now, the median prices are about the same, but you can get about 50% more house for the same amount of money that you can in Denver. And you're also a bit closer to most hiking and biking trails, so you kind of have this nice mix of both worlds for a great lifestyle. Now, because of that, you would think that the population of the city of Englewood would be growing vastly. However, it is a small footprint, and since it was an older city established closer to the beginning of Denver, you actually don't have this massive amount of room to build like you do on the further out suburbs. So the population for the city of Englewood has remained almost flat for about the last 30 years, sitting at around 33,000 in population. Now, at this point, I'm going to head over to niche.com, and if you've never been to their website to check things out, I would highly recommend it. I'll have the link in the description below, but you can look up anything you want, from schools, neighborhoods, different towns, cities, states, whatever, and they rate everything that you could possibly want. So looking at the overall report card and breaking down the different little segments, we have a B- for the public schools, C for housing, B, good for families, B for jobs, which that one really should be an A+. It is so easy to find work in the whole Denver metro area. It's kind of ridiculous. C- for cost of living. Yeah, we are more expensive because, well, frankly, we're better than a lot of parts of the country, in my opinion. A for outdoor activities, that's obvious. C for crime and safety. We have a lot of car thefts here, and so that always kind of skews the numbers. I'm not sure exactly why, but that falls for most of the Denver metro area. A+ for nightlife, A- for diversity, B for weather. Once again, that should be an A+. We have the best weather in the world. A for health and fitness, and A- for commute. Now, don't just take my word for it. What you can do on niche.com is head down on that page, and you can actually go look at reviews for Englewood to see what residents have written themselves about the city. And within the city limits of Englewood, they are home to about 8 parks, so not a ton, but remember, it's not a very big footprint. And 2 of the biggest parks are going to be one, Centennial Park, which is a great place to take a hike around or go fishing, and then you have Cornerstone Park, which is a massive park with a bunch of soccer fields, football fields, baseball fields, a miniature golf course stuck in the corner of it, as well as Pirates Cove is a part of it too, which is a great affordable option and a good way to avoid all the crowds that are going up to Elitch's in Denver. Now let's talk about schools for a minute, because whether or not you have children, the schools do affect you greatly. It does affect the quality of life. It does affect resale value of the property. You're going to be paying property taxes, and a big chunk of that does go to the school system. Now, I will have the link below for niche.com and for greatschools.org so you can look into the schools yourself, because as being a real estate agent, I can't go into too many details. However, I would say overall in the Denver metro area, as you can see by this map here, 10 being the best rating you can get, not many of the schools in Englewood, which there are only 8 of, rank very high on this scale, unfortunately. Now let's talk about something really important, and that's going to be real estate, because whether you rent, whether you own, it does once again affect our quality of life. And to start off from a high-level overview, we can take a look, and as of April in 2023, the median home price in the entire city of Englewood was $560,000. And now that's down from March of 2022, but that's the entire country. Due to interest rates rising, we all kind of had a 10% adjustment across the board. And if you're wondering what real estate prices have done over the last decade, going back to May of 2013, the median home price was $235,000 in the city of Englewood. And fast forward to today, and we're sitting at $560,000. So you're looking at a cool 138% increase in the last 10 years in appreciation. Now, looking at the median sales price, I was actually a little surprised that it's pretty much on par with where Denver is at today. The median sales price doesn't tell you the size home on average that you're getting for that dollar amount. And I can say overall, you do get more bang for your buck in Englewood. But now that we know that the median sales price in Englewood is $560,000 today, how does that stack up to the rest of the Denver metro area? Today in Centennial, the median sales price is $610,000. In Lakewood, we're sitting at about $550,000 for the median sales price. Denver is at $542,000. Aurora's median sales price is $480,000 today, and Westminster is about $533,000. But let's take this one step further. What is $560,000 going to be able to buy you today in the city of Englewood? Now, by the time you see this video, there's a very good chance that none of those homes are actually going to be available for sale anymore. I mean, the average days on market is about 14 right now for the entire Denver metro area. You got to be ready. You got to move quick. But I'll do you one better. I'll put a link in the description below that you can get a preferred list of Englewood City homes delivered straight to you, and you can get those into your email inbox every day if you want. Now, while looking at the median home price of $560,000 in Englewood, maybe that's something you can afford, maybe it's not, but it's a great time to look at what the cost of living would actually be in the city of Englewood. So I've pulled up a mortgage calculator, in which I will have a link in the description below once again. And this states at $560,000 with a down payment of 20% or $112,000 on a 30-year fixed loan at 6.5% interest, which is what they're running today, which property taxes at $2,800 a year, this is what you really need to calculate in, especially if you're looking from another state. We are some of the cheapest property taxes in the entire country. We're actually the third cheapest state for property taxes, and that has a huge impact on what your monthly payment will end up being. Now, also calculating in $2,400 a year in homeowners insurance comes out with a monthly payment of just over $3,200 a month. And housing is always going to be our biggest expense when it comes to our cost of living. But what about everything else? Well, check this out, because all you naysayers out there talking about how expensive Denver is and compared to everywhere else, look at this chart here. Overall, we in Englewood are at the national average. Housing is a little bit more expensive than the national average. Utilities are down by 13%. Groceries are down by 6%. And we pay just the national average for our transportation. So there you go. If you want a good feel for Englewood, all you got to do is drive south on Broadway from Denver. You're going to be passing a ton of shops, and it's going to have its own unique little feel to it. I love the city of Englewood. Like I said, I have a number of friends who live there, and it just feels a little less regulated, I would say, than a lot of the rest of the Denver suburbs. It's not pretentious. You don't have multi-million-dollar homes everywhere. It's just everyday middle America people that live in the city of Englewood, I would say. Overall, you're close to shopping, you're close to the foothills, you've got most things that you want. Affordably wise, it's more affordable than a lot of the Denver suburbs. And if you have more specific questions about it, once again, feel free, call, text, email. I'm just a phone call away. Nights, days, weekends, I've got you covered. But in the meantime, if you are looking at moving here from potentially out of state, I'm going to have you watch this video here on the 15 reasons why the Denver metro area might not be for you.